Before we start today's story, I'm giving you a warning. If you're watching this alone, especially at night, keep a light on, because this story isn't just scary, it's cursed. People say if you hear it till the end, you start noticing things in the corners of your room, shadows that weren't there before, movements that don't belong. Don't say I didn't warn you. So today's story is about 4 American college students, Ethan, Lila, Marcus, and Jenna. All seniors, all thrill seekers, and all stupidly overconfident. They were heading out on one last road trip before graduation. Their destination? Blackthorn Forest, a huge abandoned nature reserve in the middle of nowhere. Locals had a name for it. Not Blackthorn, they called it the forest that watches back. No campers, no rangers, no cell service, just endless trees and something else. But of course, these kids thought they were invincible. They reached the forest just before sunset. Tall trees, wind that felt colder than it should, and this creepy silence, like the world was holding its breath. Lila said, "Guys, why does it smell like iron?" Marcus laughed, "Relax, it's probably the soil." But Ethan noticed something strange. A wooden board nailed onto a tree, almost hidden under vines. He wiped the dust off and read it out loud. "Enter quietly. They listen." And under that, scratched violently with something sharp. "If you see them, do not run." Jenna rolled her eyes. Come on, probably some prank. But as they walked deeper inside, they all felt it. That sensation, like someone was walking right behind them. Not close enough to touch, but close enough to breathe. When it got dark, they found an old ranger cabin. But everything looked wrong. Furniture pushed against the walls, windows covered with thick wooden planks, and inside there were claw marks, deep, almost like the wood had been peeled off by fingers. Ethan picked up a notebook on the table. It had only 3 pages written. Page 1. They follow sound. Whisper if you must. Page 2. Do not leave the cabin after dark. Page 3. If one of them finds you, pretend you didn't see it. Marcus laughed nervously. Dude, someone had serious mental issues. They decided to stay for the night. Worst mistake of their lives. Around 1 a.m., Jenna couldn't sleep. She heard something outside the cabin. Crunch, 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 like footsteps on dry leaves. She woke Ethan. Both of them tiptoed to the window, trying to peek between the wooden planks. And what they saw? A tall, pale figure standing between the trees. Its body was too thin, like bones wrapped in paper. Its head jerked unnaturally, like someone dragging a puppet on invisible strings. No face, just stretched, blank skin. Jenna gasped.
and the creature's head snapped toward the cabin, as if it heard her breath. They ducked immediately. Ethan whispered, trembling, "Do not look at it. Do not acknowledge it." Jenna nodded. But the creature, it started tapping on the wall with long, bony fingers. Tap, 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 slowly at first, then faster. The cabin felt like it was vibrating.
Marcus, panicking, grabbed a frying pan and yelled, "We have to scare it off!" And the moment he shouted, everything went dead silent outside. Then suddenly, boom! The creature slammed against the cabin door so hard that dust fell from the ceiling. They all screamed. The creature began circling the cabin, dragging its nails across the wooden walls, scratching, scraping, hissing. Ethan whispered, "It responds to sound. Keep quiet." But Marcus, shaking uncontrollably, dropped the pan. That single metallic clang was enough. The scratching stopped. A second later, a hand, long, pale, with too many joints, slid through the tiny gap under the door. The fingers stretched unnaturally far, searching for them.
They all pushed furniture against the door, heartbeats thundering. The fingers retracted. The creature hissed. And then silence. Complete. Terrifying. Silence. Ethan whispered, "We're leaving at dawn." None of them slept. As soon as the first light came, they ran. Didn't look back. Didn't breathe. But the forest seemed different. Dense. Unfamiliar. Like the trees had moved. Lila said, trembling, "I kept marking trees last evening. Where are the marks?" Gone. They walked for hours, but the forest looped on itself. The same dead tree, the same rock, over and over. And then Marcus froze. There was someone standing behind a tree. The pale figure. Still. Silent. Watching. Marcus whispered, "It's not moving. Maybe it didn't see us." But Lila, she made the mistake. She whispered, "Marcus, it's getting closer." And the creature's neck snapped toward them instantly. It saw her, and it started running, fast, in jerks, like its bones cracked with every step. They ran blindly, branches slashing their skin, hearts pounding like drums. One by one, the creature picked them off. First Marcus, a scream swallowed by the forest. Then Lila, dragged backwards so fast she vanished. Ethan and Jenna somehow stumbled onto the main road. A truck was passing by. They screamed, waved, cried for help. The driver hit the brakes and got out. He looked confused. "Why are you two covered in blood? This place has been closed for years." Ethan sobbed. "Please, there's something in there. Something following us." The driver frowned. "Following you? I've been driving behind you for 10 minutes. There was nothing." Jenna's voice cracked. "Please, just take us away. Please." He nodded and helped them climb inside. But just before closing the truck door, the driver froze. His eyes widened. "Wait, kid, why is there a handprint on your back?" Ethan turned around. A long, pale fingerprint
fresh, pressed into his shirt. The driver whispered, That thing, it didn't stay in the forest." And behind Ethan, behind Jenna, in the darkness of the truck's trailer, something moved.
And that, my friends, is where the police report ends. No one knows what happened to Ethan and Jenna after that night. The truck was found empty on the highway, doors wide open, engine running. No bodies, no footprints, just a single message scratched into the dashboard. You should not have listened. If you watched till the end, just make sure, before you sleep tonight, check behind you and don't turn off the lights too fast.